For me, this channel is therapeutic in as much as I want to inspire people. I promised myself that this is going to be like my diary. If I'm down, I share it. If I'm up and inspired, I share it. So let's just say I'll be washing my dirty linen outside. So for the past couple of days, I've been battling with a feeling of fear, but I'm so used to it now because basically everything I want to do, when I'm starting anything new, I get this feeling of fear, just being afraid. I know a lot of people don't want to admit that they're afraid or that they're scared to do something, but for me, is what I've had to live with a lot of time. Whenever I want to get something new done, I have this, I just go down, I feel down. And the funny thing is, whenever I also achieve something big, I also go down. It took me a lot of time to understand why this is. I read a book, Spirit Control Temperament. That was a long time ago and made me to analyze myself and realize I was likely melancholic, and fear is like one of the battles melancholics go through. And so that book helped me to understand myself better. So when I have that feeling now, I kind of take some steps to help myself. It does not mean I totally overcome it a lot of time. And sometimes it gets even really worse. That's when it gets to depression. And the last time I was visibly depressed was during the NSAS protest. I don't think I've actually felt that down my entire life because I was in such a deep hole. And what happened was, we were home for a whole week. We couldn't go to work. And the week after, I fell ill. I had malaria, and I couldn't go to work. I had to send messages to my students, tell them. And the funny thing, that was just 3 days off work anyway. I think it was just 3 days, and I got back. Even though I wasn't feeling completely well, I got back like 2 days before the end of that week. I had to force myself to get back to work, even though I was still physically, down and not strong enough. And at that time, my main succor was my husband, because I just kept holding him, hanging on to him. Like, I tried to prevent him from staying out too much, and when he's not around, I just had that. I think physical touch kind of helped me a lot, because I just want to hug him and just hide. I told him I was feeling down. The bad thing was I could not even say why. I don't know why. There was a time that I got called from work that BEDC, that's our electricity distribution company here, came around and they were accusing me of something. I never, no, I'm not owing anything. My connection is right and all of that, and that just got it worse for me. And now, after that, I kept wondering why such a flimsy issue could get me so weak. And then I made me even reaffirm that, okay, I was really depressed, because I started crying. That whole day, I was just a mess emotionally and even physically. I could not get myself to do anything. And my husband was like, is it not just this? Okay, don't worry, we'll just go talk to them. Don't worry. Really, it was his words that kept me going on. And that was like, I don't know, for no reason whatsoever, I just felt terrible. I felt terrible. So I don't know if you have experienced that sort of thing before, but after I got better, and I look back and I was like, wow, I was such a mess, And depression kind of stems off from fear, and from Spirit Control Temperament made me realize everything, both fear and even anger, all comes down to being selfish, being self-centered. I accepted that truth for myself, because it was like the reason why I was afraid was because I wasn't trusting God enough. And the reason why anyone will be angry is because you're thinking of yourself. The reason you'll be afraid of, because you're thinking of other people's perception about you. You're not focusing on what God says about you, how God sees you, or focusing on how people may see you. If you do this, how will this person see me? If I do this, how will this person perceive me? If I say this, how will my information be received? You get what I'm saying, right? So that book helped me a great deal, but it does not mean I don't still fall back to that hole, okay? It's like a constant battle for me. Yes, but I know with the help of the Holy Spirit, it's helping me move forward. It's helping me overcome that spirit of fear, and gradually I'm becoming a better person. Sometimes I achieve some feats and I actually look back and, Kevin, did you do that? This not to bold you, you know? Did you just achieve that? And when I look back at those instances, it makes me feel like, okay, I can do anything through Christ that strengthens me. I can achieve anything if I only rely on God's help, if I allow Him take away this spirit of fear. Okay, so for some people, you may be watching this and you cannot even relate with this. It's not your thing. Why will I be afraid? Okay, so good for you. But for some of us, it's there, okay? Especially those with introvert temperament like myself, okay? I come on camera like this, I can talk. I believe it's through the help of the Holy Spirit, because there is no way on earth that Kemi, from my face, you know what just occurred to me? Do you know the reason I make all this kind of funky hair a lot? Because I feel people see me and they kind of say, this guy's a quiet girl, you know? While growing up, I hated being called a quiet girl a lot, but that was who I am. That was who I was, okay? I'm basically an introvert, and I don't have this bold personality, you know? I don't come off as confrontational, and over the years, a lot of people have taken advantage of that. And so when I make this kind of hair, I feel it takes that away, okay? You don't see me and perceive me and judge me by my look immediately and try to take advantage of me. When you see this kind of hair, you know, I've been wanting to cut my hair, by the way. But then my husband's hair is compensating our family for his own lack of hair. So he has been pleading, that's why I haven't cut it. Okay, so I kind of love funky hair because I think it brings out the boldness out of me. It makes me look bold, and it also helped me act bold as well. But I don't have to change myself for anybody. This is who I am. This is how I am. And over the years, I've seen God help me bring out the best out of my personality. He has helped me achieve the best, to leverage on my strength and actually go forward and achieve the things He has set for me to achieve. So, I think I've diverted a lot. I was going to talk about how I'm feeling now. Okay, so for some days now, I've been doing a lot. Throughout December, I was either filming, teaching. It's been so busy. You know, we had online classes. We are ending a physical free class in Benin City. So a lot has been going on at Kemafric Fashion, and I feel like I'm still not ready to get into work. And I just see this feeling creeping back in, you know, the feeling of not being adequate, not being enough. I feel I need to take like 1 month off and go and learn. Okay, I've been doing this for a while now. I've had times where I learn new things. I feel like I'm behind or I'm not good enough. I don't know, I'm just feeling a whole lot of things inside. So one of the reasons I'm making this video really is therapy for me, and to encourage anybody out there, if you're going through moments like this, that you'll be fine. I know I'll be fine, and I know it is tough to accept that in the process. It's actually tough to tell yourself you'll be fine, and then that's all. No, it doesn't just work like that, but you just have to keep encouraging yourself that you can do this. Okay, there are moments like this. I don't know, I think one of the things helping me to cope with this is because I know this happens to me a lot. So I've kind of accepted it as anytime you're starting something new, like now I'm expecting to have new students, you know, meet new people. This kind of things gets me anxious, okay? In as much as those people may meet me and feel, this lady, she's bold, she's this. That's not, I have a lot of inner struggles, and I see God helping me, you know, overcome these inner struggles and help me make the best of who He has created me to be, and still help me fulfill my purpose. Because there's something you have to deal with, is you can't influence people if you can't let them in. If you're the type like me who is anxious about meeting new people, who is anxious about starting something new, you will limit yourself a great deal. That's why if you don't have the Holy Spirit, you might not see yourself achieving so much in life, but then the Holy Spirit can bring out the best out of the situation. All you can do is rely on the power of the Holy Spirit, because you will limit yourself by not wanting to meet new people, by not wanting to do new things, by just wanting to be on yourself. Life now is about networking. So we can directly relate your value to your network, okay? You can't really influence people much if you're afraid, if you're fearful to put yourself out there, or you're afraid to do something new. You can't afford to just be at the same spot. So there's always a new ground to cover. I saw a post yesterday that says growth is difficult for people to accept because you have never been there. Yes, truly, you have never been in that new territory. And to grow, you have to constantly be entering into new territories. So if you are at that point in your life where you are not that motivated, where you are afraid to try out new things, I want to encourage you to go ahead and just do it, okay? Learn not to bother too much about what people will say about you or how people will feel about you. Once you are sure you are doing the right thing, once you are sure God is in support of it, once you are sure the people that matters, okay, there should be some selected people you are accountable to, that their opinion should matter. So once you are sure those people are encouraging you to go ahead, please go ahead and do it. Damn that fear and damn what any other person will say. Damn anybody else's opinion. You should focus on what God says, okay? And that will just help you to pull through all that. Don't look at yourself as not good enough, as not sufficient. A lot of time you may need to work on yourself. Of course, you need to constantly be working on yourself. But trust me, right now, right here, as in right away, I don't know how else to put it. There are things in you that God has deposited in you that you can use to impart other people, that other people can learn from. So don't let fear limit you, okay? Like I said, I'm actually talking to myself. This is my diary session. So I'll just see how the coming days goes. I'm not sure that's the truth. I'm afraid that is true. But then I know that I can do all things to Christ that strengthen me. And because I can look back at some testimonies I've had and how God has helped me so far to overcome my inner fears, I know that I'll be fine. And so will you, really. You will be fine, okay? Don't let it overcome you. It's okay to be afraid. But most importantly, it is great to do it afraid. Don't let your fear stop you. So do it afraid. That's been one phrase I keep telling myself. Do it afraid. It was a quote I took out of Joyce Meyer's book. I've forgotten the title. It still has something to do with fear and all of that. And she says, do it afraid. So even when you are afraid, even when you are scared, just go ahead and do it. And you'll be fine, really. You have reasons to look back and appreciate yourself and be thankful that you actually took that plunge and you're doing it afraid. Thank you for watching. And just like I predicted, talking to the camera, or talking to you rather, has helped me. I think I feel a lot better now. And I will just go ahead and do some things I need to do to prepare myself for the coming days. And hopefully we'll be seeing again in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Thank you and bye-bye.